Good morning, it's Nancy, and I'm here to start a brand new journal and slurp my coffee. This is a collected magazine. It's the issues for 1988 were all collected and bound. And I have taken a lot out of this. There's not a whole heck of a lot left of this book. And it is entirely too wide to make a journal. So I am going to cut the spine right off. Just looking for a ruler. I've had several of these in the past, and I have not kept the book boards. It just seemed like a lot of work and a lot of paper. But when I look at this particular cover, I can't not do something with it. So these are, what have we got? Just a little bit more than 10.5 by 7 1/8. So this is from 1888, and I will save this. I'll probably make a bookmark out of this spine. I'll put this aside for now. We'll get to it later. Okay. I'm just going to chop a little more of this off. Now, I've hummed and hawed about how I'm going to do this. I still need a little come off. And they are thick covers, so it's not a situation where I'm going to be able to sew through. So this will be interesting. But I am going to do a soft spine. About 1.5 inches. The original spine was how wide? Just about 2.5. So I'm going to do 1.5 inches and do 5 good-sized signatures. Okay, so there's some work that has to happen in here. So I'm just going to glue the book fabric, the book cloth, I guess is the technical term, back to the corner. I'm not going to reinforce the corners. I'm using this white glue because it dries clear. It won't be anything shiny. And might need to lift a little bit of this, of the end paper up. I won't worry about that right now. Just the top and the bottom. I just don't want this paper to show beyond whatever I use as the inside cover. And I will probably use a fabric. I usually do. I love this brown, red-brown color. And the very sort of spare line drawing of the floral decoration on the front and the back. I think the actual title page I used in the last journal that I made. Okay. So what I have here, and you may not have, I've used this before, and if you're new to my channel, you may not have seen this before. This is a canvas pad. So it's actual fabric. You can see how it's woven on the back. I need to choose a new sheet because that piece is cut off. And I'm going to cut a piece 1.5 inches wide. Make sure I get it perfect. Lean right on there. And I'm just putting a mark there. Like that. So I'm going to use layers of fabric and lace to build up the spine. I actually pulled this fabric out. I thought maybe I might use it, but now I'm not so sure. I think I want to use something darker. I mean, I could dye that darker. I don't think I'm going to. Let me show you an example of one that I've done in the past. I actually had this glued down and then I tore it back up again. So I glued some different laces down and then stitched around. This will get turned over and that'll get turned over. I will glue the lace down and then actually stitch it. And then on this side, I will glue some fabric to support the spine. And I haven't done it yet. Isn't this an interesting book though? Like, look at the leather. How it's just been sort of chucked down there. And there's some thick ropey twine there that held the signatures in. The book board itself isn't very straight, so it was an old book. You can see the impressions where the color of the leather was rubbed off, where the knots for the string is. What I can't figure out is why this is turned yellow. And I think that's probably why I haven't finished it. So it's possible that I will be tearing this apart again and removing that canvas. It seems to be the canvas that's turned yellow. Maybe I inked it. I wanted to do like an antique linen, and it just didn't go well. So I won't do that again. So that needs work. Right now I want to show you the easy way to remove a little bit of the inside paper. So what I do is I take a baby wipe, fold it over a couple times and wrap it around my finger, and then I just wet down the edge of the paper and rub it off. Now this will lift up some of the color, you'll see that, but not that it will change the look of that edge. Gasping for breath while I work. But that's so much easier than scraping and scrubbing. Well, I guess I did scrub. Okay. Now, I'll take these outside after the sun comes up and spray them with a sealant. I'm just admiring this. I really do like this. Spray them with a sealant to protect any of the color, because I mean, if it does get damp, it will also lift off the color. Although it's not a bad idea to sort of bring some of the color across to fill in any scratches. Evens out the color a little bit, and yeah. So I will seal that. A little bit of dirt there. Don't want to scrub too hard. Okay. So learning from my past mistake, I'm not going to ink this. I'm going to lay down a piece of neutral-ish fabric, and I'm just going to use some glue stick. This is just oh, I'm bleeding. Sorry about that. Not sure how I scraped myself there, but so this is just a chunk of something I had laying around. And just cut a little bit around. I've also picked out the fabric that I want to use for the inside of the covers. I'll show you that in just a second. And the fabric is, my intention is to use that as sort of the palette of colors I'll use. I'll save that little thing for sure. It's got an edging on it. I'll take that off. Just remove the bulk. I hope that you can still get these things, these canvas pads. I got this at a thrift store. I don't see a year on it, but it does have a barcode, so. Okay. Okay, now I'm trying to decide what I want to use to sort of be the background here. I kind of have this it's old. I don't know much about it. I'm going to get 2 lengths of that, and I will just pause briefly while I give this light pressing. I'll be right back. This is the fabric that I've selected to be the interior of the book. I think it's a good match, and I like that we have some creams, a couple shades of brown, this red, and this lovely teal green color. That'll be a nice accent. Okay, now in a perfect world, I would have a strip of lace, maybe 2.5 inches across, maybe 3 inches across, that's identical on each side. Well, life's not perfect. So I've just layered up 2 pieces here. And I will want them to overhang. And when I glue them down, I'll have it meet in the middle. So from this edge, I'll add 3/4 of an inch, which is half the distance of the spine. So it'll be about 1.5 inches from the tips of that lace. Okay. And I want to lay another base underneath that's not quite as wide. So I will use this. So I'll cut off this edge here. And that's more or less just fine. Okay, let's add another layer of glue. Okay, and I've got it on the 2-inch mark on my board. I'll take the first strip and put it halfway. And okay. So I'll show you what the beginning looks like. So it's going to start out like that. Of course, this purple will change colors. Okay, now let's see. I'm just putting the fabric under here so I can sort of get an idea of color. I brought out this piece of crocheted lace. That's not going to help. And I have this doily. I thought about fussy cutting around there. Thinking about that. I have this one that has lots of pieces that are fussy cuttable. So for example, here's a piece up here that would transfer nicely. Even this edge would be nice, I think, just like that. Okay, you know I have to iron this. I'll be right back. Okay, I initially thought I liked this edge to go along there, but only one edge is trimmed that way. The other three look like this, and this is not long enough for both edges. So what does this look like? I like that as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut around just so. Try to decide what's front and what's back. Okay, I do like that. And let's cut off the other edge. Takes a little time. You don't want to go hog wild and whack out great chunks of lace that you will regret cutting later. Okay, now I thought I would go this direction so that some of this netting could fill in. You see what I mean? So we're layering up. Okay. This time I'm going to use some of this glue. Well, I will I'll use glue stick first, and then use the fabric glue for the edge. Come on, glue. Okay. Just cutting that flower away. And I want it right on that end. I don't want it to wrap around. I mean, if it happens, it happens, but don't intentionally. There, that's going to be fine. And I'll just turn that around. Lay some more glue on this edge. I should have laid this on its side. Perfect. So that will wrap around like that. Maybe I'll do the wrap right now. It's not perfect, but okay. Now, do I want to add a couple more of these flowers? What do you think? I think I will. Kind of gives it a rounded shape there. on, glue. All right. Now we're going to go another layer up. Let's see what we have to work with. I have a piece of tatting here, but I don't think that that's going to do us any good. Now I could cut these leafy bits out. So I would need 1, 2, and 2 shorter pieces. So I'm going to cut these out. I'll do that off camera. Okay. So what I've done is fussy cut these little pieces out, and I've darkened them a little bit with a little coffee colored ink. Just, you know, went over them with a little brush. Nothing fancy. Just, it's barely changed the color, but it has changed it enough that it'll create some more dimension. So the idea is I'm going to lay that one there. And that one I want them going, I want the leaves appearing to be growing the same way, but I'm just going to look to see what this looks like if I go the, yeah, that looks silly. So I want the leaves to all be growing up. That one goes that way. And then I'll cut off a piece right there. Just like so. adding a little more color at the bottom. Looks like maybe that's where I had my finger. I was holding it. Okay, I'm going to use our glitter glue. It's not doing what I want it to do. Come on, you. I'm just leaving that hanging up just a bit so that I can scooch this piece underneath. I think I can pause. That's where we are now. I was thinking I'd like to use some little pearl buttons. I don't want them all to be the same though. I'll have to dig a little deeper to get some smaller ones. I want quite smaller, I think. That's not pearl. Move the other end. Oh, look at these ones. I'm not sure where I got these from. Possibly somebody sent them to me. Let's see what these look like on here. thread out of there. Take this thread out too. I'm going to move that tiny one up there. Yeah, that might be exactly what I do. The other thing I was going to see was, what would it look like if I put a flower behind there? Doesn't do much for me. Okay, I think I'm going to glue those down and then stitch them. And I think we've done enough for today. Come back again soon and I'll show you how to assemble the book and the spine. All right, take care. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.